What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Alienware m18 with a 7900m gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're going to try out Intel Dawn again, but at 1440p on external monitor. Now, you don't get any extra performance here. At least, not for the same reason as the G15 Advantage. This one seems to just make the CPU work a little less hard, so almost never does that stuttery crap. Now, FPS-wise, 1200p usually wins out, but that one can be more stuttery from what I've seen. But this has a mux switch, so we're not gonna get any performance from that, unlike the G15 Advantage. So still, why don't we hop on into the game and let's see what it can do.
All right, now for 1440p, let me go back to doing full screen again. So we'll do what we did before. We'll start on ultra everything. I'm just not turning that stupid virtual shadow maps on. I'll try that out on some of the more powerful stuff, probably, and then turn it right back off. But let's go see how this thing handles 1440. All right, here we are, very beginning of the game. I'm actually surprised. It does a pretty good job here, too, with 1440p with ray tracing, all that on native. Still drops under 60 more often on 1440p than it did at 1200p, but still does a great job. I'd probably have no problem playing. Now, reality, I'd turn it off, but I'm just saying, if it was stuck on and I couldn't turn it off, I could still play. But I usually turn that off to gain a bunch of extra FPS. That's just me. Nope, you get your ass back in there. Nope, you get your ass back in that circle. It's just a training one anyway. Nah, we'll do the real one.
Jeez, Josh. Once again, brother, you've outdone us all.
Well, that guy's drunk as a skunk in a bunk. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little disappointing how easily she was fooled, too, but I guess if you really like somebody, you're willing to just go, nah, I'm gonna look past all the red flags.
Don't you guys think this is a little bit cruel?
Oh, come on. She deserves it.
And it's not her fault that she has a huge crush on him.
Hannah's been making the moves on him. I'm just looking out for my girl, Em.
Well, it might not be her fault having a crush, but pursuing it when she knows that he's taken
Because he's
or interested in other women, who knows? Although he says he's his own man, so I don't know
my man.
if she's just dating him in his head or if he's just fucking everybody, who knows? But why don't we go ahead and move on? All right, now let's turn ray tracing off and see what it does. Again, I think now it stays over 60 most of the time, but there'll still be a spot here and there I think it drops. But in any case, I think this is hopefully good enough. I usually need like 10 to 15 seconds for it to be clickable on YouTube, so if you ever wonder why I sometimes just linger here, that's why. All right, here we go. We turned ray tracing off, and now we mostly stay over 60. There might be a spot here and there where it drops still, but for the most part, you're going to be 60 plus. So man, I have quite the day ahead of me here. I gotta finish all these voiceovers. I have to do the editing. My GPU got here, so I gotta make an unboxing video, and then I'm probably gonna start building my computer. So I probably won't end up playing the Ninja Turtle game that I was gonna play today. But we'll see. Maybe there'll be time later tonight. But I also want to actually play some Schedule 1 tonight. I didn't get to last night.
Hey,
I worked all the way until 4:30
Dad said it'd just be us this
doing these
weekend.
voiceovers, but
Josh.
couldn't quite get done. Didn't feel like staying up till 7 a.m. I coulda, but I didn't want to do that. I don't want to get back to this point in my life. I had one point in my life where I was like going to sleep at 7 a.m. and waking up at 8 p.m. and I don't want to do that again. You don't get to hang out with your friends or anything. It's no fun. I like going to bed more like 4:30, 5, waking up at like 10:30, 11. That works much better. Then I still have my day ahead of me, you know? And I still get to have some fun in the night. Because I don't know, nighttime is still my favorite time. See, this is one of those times where the CPU actually is pretty chilly. I think this laptop actually got better temps at times than even my secondary computer did. That X3D chip gets pretty toasty, even with an undervolt. Well, not undervolt, but with a negative 20 on the curve. It might only be a negative 15 now that I think about it. I think 20 wasn't quite stable. But that still helps with temps a little bit. But, oh, look, it went up to 100C though and had like a stutter. That happens sometimes when the FPS gets really high. Which is funny because it's got a 480Hz screen, so if you tried to make use of that, it would probably stutter like no tomorrow and be a horrible experience. But I generally use it with an external monitor next to it, which is still a 240, but usually in 1440p you're not getting anywhere near it, not in single-player games like this. And first-person shooters and whatnot, sure, but not in this game. We're not getting that. Even if we turn frame gen on, which I should have checked, but I figured if FSR is being wonky, FrameGen is probably wonkier. But I still should have tried it. So if anybody wants me to come back and try an all FrameGen video, I'll just put all the computers into one and try FrameGen out. And when I build my new main computer into the TV PC, it's basically going to be the same thing other than adding a 14900K because my 13900 or KF is cooked. Couldn't even play this game, so still have to get that footage. But other than that, we're basically done with the game at this point. And truth be told, I don't think these videos are going to be too awful popular anyway. I basically just did them because I did the Asus G15 Advantage as requested. So most of the time with a game like this, if I get a request on one thing, if it's this hard to run, I'll do it on everything just cause. Everybody here subscribed is for a different reason. Some people are subscribed for the G15 Advantage, some for the Alienware laptop, some for my main PC. That small form factor PC seems to be taking over as the most popular one I looked. I misspoke before. I thought my secondary computer was still the most popular desktop I got, but no. That little small form factor 9700 and 4070 Ti Super, that seems to be a really popular combo. Second would probably be my 7800X3D and 7900X TX. The two 4090 PCs sometimes get some views, but most of the time they stay at like 100 tops, maybe 200 views after like a couple days. Unless it's a really niche game, of course. But most people don't have 4090s and do not care about rich people toys, so I can understand why those videos don't get that much. I just kind of include them because they're fun. Just like, I don't know actually. We'll see. That since I have an Astral, that Astral might get me a lot of views. We'll see. Even though no one really is buying it, nor should, for what they want for it. I'm just 100% loony, so I decided to buy it. I love tech. I have shit tons of money. Like I said before, I'm not saying this to brag, but I already got the freaking money back before I even got the damn GPU. I already made it all back. But pretty easy to do when you average 20 to 30K a month. That's about what I make a month. Which is more than enough for me to have fun. It's not like, oh my god, billionaire money, but I don't care. It's more than enough for me to have fun and not have to work or do it and get to do what I do every day. So, I'll take it, you know? I feel like a lot of other people would too.
Well, alright, let's get some camera recorded gameplay now.
Hannah!
Alright, here's where it's always stuttered on like everything. Yep, did drop to 59, but that's still not that bad compared to a lot of the other things. This is on Ultra. We could obviously turn it down to high and probably never drop under 60 besides the obscure like stutter that it tends to do from time to time. Like back there. Still does drop a little under here and there, but it did that at 1080p too. I would have been surprised if it didn't here.
Hannah?
Still, though, that thing's doing pretty damn good. And I would try out the start, but it doesn't seem to work properly. What's all that noise?
Hannah. What? Hannah. Oh my god, you must be freezing. Here, take my coat. I'm such an idiot. It's so bad. Hannah, Beth?
Yeah, we got company.
Hold on! Hold on!
Screw you, you're not getting us. We'll go out on our own accord. And dead.
Before we begin, there are a few things I need to make sure you understand. You see, no one can change what happened last time. The past is beyond our control. We have to accept this in order to move forward. There is freedom in this revelation. Everything you do, every decision you make from now on will open doors to the future. I want you to remember this. I want you to remember this as you play your game. Every single choice will affect your fate and the fate of those around you. So, you have committed to commence with the game. This is significant. And I want to help you see it through. Sometimes these things can be really scary, even terrifying, but I'm here to make sure that no matter how upsetting things may feel, you will always find a way to work through. All right. We will start with a simple exercise. Could you please pick up a card? And I want you to look at the picture on the other side and tell me what you feel about it. It is essential to answer honestly in order to get the most out of this experience. So, how did that picture make you feel? Remember, be honest. Well, that's good. In what way did it make you happy? I see. Which word would best describe you feel like darkness? Fred, wait. That's interesting. Where I come from, way up north in Sweden, and I saw 18 hours long. And why do you think you're afraid of the dark? Not everything. But it's perfectly natural to the darkness, after all, is the unseen and therefore the unknown. And what could inspire fear more than terror of uncertainty? Oh dear. seem to be out of
I
time.
think that's one of the more interesting things he's said so far, actually.
And until then, I suggest you try to stay away from dark places.
Oh, shit. Battery. There we go. Fresh battery. I wonder if I'm gonna have enough time on my SD card for this, since I got so much footage. Getting 20 minutes every time. I guess it's using quite a bit. We only got 55 minutes of space left. But after this, we've got 3 more computers, so that's not gonna work. 20, 40, 60. We already don't have enough space, so I think we have enough to get done with secondary, and then we'll just, I guess, put everything on the main computer before we start that video. No big deal.
Today is the one-year anniversary of the dreadful tragedy that took place on Mount Washington. Sheriff Annie Klein was in charge of the investigation.
Thanks for having me, Marty.
Listeners, an update on Hannah and Beth Washington, the twins who are still missing.
1 year ago tonight, the Washington girls left the safety of their parents' lodge and headed out into the snowstorm.
Foul play.
Not official, no. There is one individual we're considering as a person of interest, but his whereabouts are currently unknown. He has an interesting history with the Washington family. He had warned them against pursuing their construction project and claimed the land was sacred to his forefathers.
You know, there is still the old sanatorium on the mountain. Could he be hiding there?
My officers did search the grounds, but the girls themselves couldn't have made it that far.
Something about that mountain seems to breed tragic events.
More than you know, Marty.
Well, thank you for joining us, Annie. With all the Washingtons tonight, their son Josh, on this, the anniversary of the mysterious disappearance of Hannah and Beth Washington.
Well, hello, friends and fans. All right, let's do that again. All right. Well, hello, friends and fans. It's beyond awesome to have you guys all back this year. First off, I gotta say, I'm super excited to welcome all my pals back to the annual Blackwood Winter Getaway. So, let me just let you know, let's take a moment to...
Not gonna lie, I do not like this guy very
in
much.
the room for a second.
Well, I feel that way about a very great many people in this game so far.
And I know
Most
it's
of them
gonna be
seem to be
tough
big
for all
assholes.
of us going back after what happened last year. But I just want you all to know, it means so much to me that we're doing this. And I know it would mean so much to Hannah and Beth that we're all still here together, you know, thinking of them. I really want to spend some quality time with each and every one of you and just share some moments that we'll never forget for the sake of my sisters and, you know. Okay, so let's party like we're fucking porn stars, okay? And make this one trip we will never forget, all right? Yes!
We've made it to chapter 1.
You hungry? Huh? Sweetie. Cool. Hello? Chris? You here? Not in the bag, are you? Hello. What do we have here? Chris?
Sam, hey, you made it. Oh, so I found something kind of amazing.
What?
I'm not going to tell you. You got to see for yourself. Come on, it's this way.
Where?
Right around here. I'm going to blow your mind. Ta-da! Pretty rad, right? Come on, look at these beauties.
Beauties is not the word that comes to mind. Why is this even here?
What do you mean?
What the hell is a shooting range doing at the base of a ski lodge?
Dude, have you ever met Josh's dad?
Yeah.
He's like Grizzly Adams or something. You try?
No, you go ahead, please.
All right, here goes.
Wow, nice shooting tips.
All right, I'm bad. I'm a badass.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess it was a wild case of beginner's luck.
No, I don't think so, girl.
Well, anybody and their brother could shoot a powder that big, that close.
I'm not killing a squirrel for no reason. No way.
Your ass just got.
Yeah. Hey, sharpshooter, our ride's coming.
Wait, I'm just getting the hang of this.
Come on, Chris, kill the car.
Nice. You think we'll get a visit from America's Most Wanted? Oh, come on. It's plays Savannah most of the year. It comes up here.
Yeah, it's weird. Door's locked.
Yeah. Gosh, I always keep it locked. Wow.
He said that? What people?
I don't know. They said they found people sleeping in the station.
Creepy. Real killer.
somebody there for a split second.
God, he's closer.
Guess we gotta wait.
I'm trying to get the appeal of downtown with the shooting range. How long is this gonna take? So, it's like beautiful. Just get some essence.
Alright though, I think that's probably a great spot to stop. So let's go wrap this video on up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Until Dawn at 1440 on the Alienware M18 with a 700M. It still did a pretty damn good job. It's not going to get you a constant 60 everywhere on Ultra or with ray tracing, but definitely still more than playable on both of those. And if you just dropped it down to high and turned ray tracing off, you'd probably just fine. And you'd get 60 FPS plus 99% of the time. I guarantee there's still going to be some spots that are just stuttery and terrible. But besides those, I think you're in business. Still, not obviously since this is Unreal Engine, it's not the greatest showing of what a PC can do. Most Unreal Engine games are not that great, unfortunately. But it still seems better than what the fricking reviews were saying, but we needed to get to a pretty powerful computer, or pretty powerful computers, before we started getting halfway decent performance. None of the weaker things could really play, but I wasn't really expecting them to anyway. And even the G15 struggled a little. But I'm still pretty happy with how this thing performed. So now we can wrap this up and I can go try it out on the secondary computer. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video though, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.